1961 that I saw Phil Lynott. I was very impressed with his playing, and I went, I want to play with this guy. He's on bass, I play guitar, and we'll get Pacey on drums.
Ritchie Blackmore is an English guitarist and songwriter. He was a founding member of the band Deep Purple and formed the heavy metal band Rainbow. Blackmore worked as a session musician and was a member of the instrumental band The Outlaws. He also had a solo career and formed a traditional folk rock band called Blackmore's Night. He was named Guitar World's 16th greatest metal guitarist of all time in 2004 and was ranked the 50th greatest guitarist of all time by Rolling Stone in 2011. Blackmore was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2016 as an original member of Deep Purple.
We've got a really big band with Deep Purple. We're doing so well. Why throw it away? And I really wanted to leave the band.
If you enjoy these videos, please remember to hit the like button, as it does help us out a lot. And comment below who your favorite celebrity is that you'd love to see in an upcoming video. His full name is Richard Hugh Blackmore, but is also known as the Man in Black, Blackers, and Ritchie. He was born April 14, 1945 in Weston-super-Mare, Somerset, England, making him 77 at the time of this production. He stands at 1.79 meters or 5 feet 10 inches tall. His favorite color is black. He loves to watch German-language TV shows. He was once quoted as saying, "I like popular music. I like ABBA very much." Blackmore once said he picked up the guitar because he wanted to be like Tommy Steele. He's credited as an inspiration and precursor to the so-called guitar shredders that came to fame in the mid-'80s. Blackmore credits fellow guitarist Eric Clapton's music with helping him develop his own style of vibrato around 1968 or 1969. He's a heavy drinker. He has several German friends as well as a collection of around 2,000 CDs of Renaissance music. Guitar World's readers have voted 2 of Ritchie's guitar solos among the 100 greatest guitar solos of all time. And in 1993, musicologist Robert Walzer defined Ritchie as the most important musician of the emerging metal/classical fusion. He's been an influence on guitarists like Yngwie Malmsteen, Brian May, Lita Ford, Wolf Hoffman, Michael Romeo, Randy Rhoads, Dave Minichetti, Scott Henderson, Craig Goldie, Paul Gilbert, Janet Gers, Brett Garsed, and Frederick Ackison. Matthew Bainton portrayed Ritchie in a film titled Telstar, which was released in 2009. He's known for playing a Fender Strat. He's the only Rainbow member to appear on every album. He's known for being an intensely private man, seldom granting interviews. During the earliest stages of his career, Ritchie Blackmore worked for showman Lord Such. He has a reputation for being rather difficult to work with, however, some musicians have disputed this. As an example of his moody image, Ritchie Blackmore admitted that as a child he refused to smile for any photos. He recommended Tommy Bolin as his successor as the lead guitarist in Deep Purple. According to an interview in the Metallian Encyclopedia, Ian Gillan considers them divorced. It was May 1964 when Ritchie got married to Margit Volkmar. The couple lived in Hamburg during the 1960s, and their son Jürgen was born in 1964. Jürgen played guitar in the touring band Over the Rainbow. After Margit and Ritchie divorced, Ritchie got married to Barbel, a former dancer from Germany. They married in 1969 and divorced in the early 1970s. He then dated opera singer Shoshana Feinstein for 1 year. After having an affair with another woman named Christine, Ritchie met Amy Rothman in 1978. They moved to Connecticut and got married in 1981. However, the pair divorced in 1983. Ritchie then started a romantic relationship with Tammy Williams, whom he met in Chattanooga, Tennessee in early 1984. After breaking up with Tammy, Ritchie married then fashion model Candace Knight. They started living together in 1991 and moved to Long Island in 1993. The couple remained engaged for approximately 15 years before getting married in 2008. Knight said, "He's making me younger and I'm aging him rapidly." The couple welcomed their daughter, Autumn, on May 27, 2010. Their son, Rory, was born February 7, 2012.
Contrived. And Phil had all this energy, and I thought this could be very interesting. So we did a couple of tracks with him.
He's the second son of Louis J. Blackmore and Violet. The company moved to Heston, Middlesex when Blackmore was 2. He was 11 when he was given his first guitar by his father on certain conditions, including learning how to play properly. So he took classical guitar lessons for 1 year. In an interview with Sounds magazine in 1979, Blackmore said that he started the guitar because he wanted to be like British musician Tommy Steele, who used to just jump around and play. Blackmore loathed school and hated his teachers. While at school, Blackmore participated in sports, including the javelin. He left school at age 15 and started work as an apprentice radio mechanic at nearby Heathrow Airport. He took electric guitar lessons from session guitarist Big Jim Sullivan. In 1960, he began to work as a session player for Joe Meek's Music Productions and performed in several bands. He was initially a member of the instrumental band The Outlaws, who played in both studio recordings and live concerts. Blackmore joined a band to be called Roundabout in late 1967 after receiving an invitation from Chris Curtis. Curtis originated the concept of the band, but would be forced out before the band fully formed. After the lineup for Roundabout was complete in April 1968, Blackmore is credited with suggesting the new name Deep Purple, as it was his grandmother's favorite song. This Mark I lineup featured singer Rod Evans and bass player Nick Semper and lasted until mid-1969 and produced 3 studio albums. The second lineup featured singer Ian Gillian and lasted until mid-1973. During this time, the band released 4 studio albums, 2 of which reached number 1 in the United Kingdom. Then the third lineup featured Glenn Hughes on bass and vocals and David Coverdale on vocals. This lineup lasted until mid-1975 and produced 2 studio albums. Later, Ritchie decided to leave the band and form a new group called Rainbow. In 1997, he formed a folk rock duo called Blackmore's Night with Candace Knight as a vocalist. They've released 11 studio albums, with the latest one being Nature's Light in 2021. A reformed Rainbow performed 3 European concerts in June 2016. The concert set list included both Rainbow and Deep Purple material. The band featured metal singer Ronnie Romero, keyboardist Jens Johansson, and bassist Bob Nouveau.
In the band. And he said, "Well, why not?" I said, "Well, mainly because of, you've got Ian, who I can't get along with, and Roger doesn't do anything for me,
He primarily makes money from songs that he released with various bands and as a solo artist. For example, he was once a member of Deep Purple. This band sold over 100 million album copies globally. Ritchie also adds extra cash to his bank account through various lucrative brand endorsement deals and concerts. He has a net worth of $16 million. He has a house on Long Island in New York. The house has 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a bar. It was the year 1974 when he moved to the United States for tax reasons. He likely owns the following cars: a Ford Coupe, a Mercedes-Benz, a Range Rover,